No, it's going to be a long road to recovery for so many hit by Sandy. But that recovery has begun. You see Juju Chang right there. She's in Rockaway, Queens. We were with her earlier today. We're back to her again right now because she has the story of how neighbors are helping neighbors and the community is coming together. Juju?
Hey, George, I'm with the Sandy Relief Google group, and they're giving out hot coffee to people who'd spent the night in cold apartments. But just up the shoreline is Breezy Point, which on the night of Sandy suffered from the disaster with biblical proportions. First, there was the flood. Then there was a massive fire that burnt 100 homes to the ground. But, you know, Breezy Point is a very tight-knit community of cops and teachers and police officers, and they're banding together to lend each other a helping hand.
It's what Americans do best in times of tragedy, pull together to help one another.
You need help with the house?
And as we bear witness to the aftermath of Hurricane Sandy amidst the devastated communities, there is inspiration.
This is a neighborhood that sticks together.
This is a very strong community, and it will be again someday.
In Breezy Point, this bucket brigade brought much-needed supplies to a town first drowned by floodwater, then incinerated by an inferno. The volunteer fire department lost everything.
All our vehicles, all our equipment, hand tools, power tools, supplies, everything done.
But fellow firemen have come to their rescue.
Volunteer fire department in the Bronx allowed us to use one of their spare vehicles that they had, and just something to get around in. That way, God forbid there is an emergency down here, we can get around and we can get to it.
So people are lending you trucks?
Yes.
This crew from Long Island rushed out to donate their old uniforms.
It's a time of need for other fire departments. We're all together. We all help each other out.
It's people like this here that get people back on their feet. Hot meals, all the volunteers, churches, they're the ones that make it happen.
Donna Soley, who last week vented her frustrations to Senator Charles Schumer,
we're gonna die, we're gonna freeze,
now says she's beginning to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
He listened to my cries of help, and he's brought everything that he promised to bring.
At St. Thomas More, where many residents sought shelter from the storm, Mass was a chance to reflect and give thanks.
This peninsula will rise again to be a home for people, and I know the Lord will hear our prayers.
As journalists, we see so much suffering in the wake of these kinds of disasters, but we also get to witness so many acts of compassion. Yesterday, we bumped into volunteers, both with church groups and nonprofit organizations who were already mobilizing on the ground. Some were helping distribute donations. Others were going door to door, knocking, asking people what they need. We even saw spontaneous citizens pulling up on corners and passing out blankets and batteries and flashlights, which is what this community needs most.